Also, we have a little note here. Sorry I missed you. If you're feeling lost, why not pop up to our store in Dirtmouth and purchase a map of this area. Available now for an excellent price. From Cornifer. So, the cartographer just leaves a note every time you clear an area's boss and you haven't picked up the map. Or have picked up the map. He just leaves every time you beat the area boss. At least I believe that's when he leaves. Maybe it's whenever you get the major upgrade of an area. I don't remember. Either way, our next step is actually going this way, because if we went this way beforehand, we would be stopped by one of those creatures who armors himself up every time you get close. So you actually need the Vengeful Spirit in order to progress much further past him. But let's stop in at the grub village, because we picked up a few other grubs. Look at that guy in the very back. More Geo. And a mask shard. That was very convenient how just walking past three of them actually, they repeated the exact same voice line each time. Alright, before we head over to the next area though, we're gonna head back to Dirtmouth because we rescued Sly earlier. And he might have some neat trinkets for us because he's actually a shopkeeper. I'll also stop in back at Izelda.
Bapanada.
And I'm going to purchase some markers. I'm not going to get too many of them right now. You can buy the Scarab marker and a different set of markers, but you get 6 pins that you can put on the map at any time. Oh, what a turn. That's my other name. Our shopkeep's come home. Just wandered back in. I'd hoped for grand tales of his time below, but he seems to remember almost nothing. Maybe it was all too much for him. If you're interested in his wares, watch out. He drives a hard bargain, that one. No competition. That's the problem. It's bad for the market. Not that he's complaining.
Hello. I knew we'd meet again. How do you like my cozy little store? I've made myself pretty comfortable here, selling old trinkets to travelers like yourself. If you're planning a trip below, I have several items that may improve your chance of survival.
So you can actually buy a mask shard outright, if you want to. He has a limited supply of these, I believe. And a vessel fragment. This will, if you collect 3 of these, this will increase your maximum soul. You have a simple key, which we have no use for it yet, but it is pretty expensive, so it's worth noting that it is here. The Gathering Swarm, which is a charm that I will purchase. This charm will make sure that any loose change finds its way back to you. So you can continue moving, and any Geo that will spawn, either from a cache or from defeating enemies, these little flies will come by and grab the Geo for you and just deliver it to you. So it's very handy. He also has the Stalwart Shell. This charm grants you more time to recover after taking damage, so I believe that increases your invulnerability time after taking damage. And the Lumafly Lantern. So he has a lantern. If we need to explore dark areas, we need to come back here with 1800 Geo, and then we'll just have it on us passively and we can explore dark areas a little bit better. And then there's the Rancid Egg. I still don't know what exactly this serves within the game. Maybe there are like a couple of instances where it is useful, but we'll be finding more of them as the game progresses just naturally. So I don't need to buy this right now. Alright. And as much fun as the Soul Catcher was, I'm now going to unequip it and put on the Gathering Swarm. And with that, back in we go. Alright, just to demonstrate something. That little fly that came up and picked up that Geo, that's the Gathering Swarm in effect. So you can fight far-off enemies and not even have to worry about pursuing them anymore. The Pilgrim's Way. Travelers of Hallownest descend through verdant wilds and fungal groves to the city at this kingdom's heart. There, all wishes shall be granted, all truths revealed. And hey, there he is. We are done. With that, we're starting to get into acid pool territory. But also verdant greens. Welcome everybody to Green Path. Birds! Bye, birds. And also, new enemy. He's just a corrupt husk that's also resembling a bush. Not very dangerous, he just walks around. Look out for these guys, though. To deter enemies from attacking them, they will explode into, I guess, spores. We can call them spores. And that's their main method of attack. But also, whenever they die, they will explode into spores. So don't stand next to their corpse. At least not immediately. Oh, one more try. Okay, one more try. Nope, maybe not. I don't have enough soul. That geocache might look tempting right away, so you might want to gun for it right away. But keep in mind, there are some plants that are a little hostile towards your being here. One more once. There we go. We stop up here. There's a bench. Nice little respite. Now, we don't have a map for the area. We're going to need to run into Cornifer in order to know where we are or where we're going. So for right now, we're flying blind. You don't want to leave a screen before all the geo you want to collect has been collected by the Gathering Swarm, otherwise you're not going to get that geo. Hello. How are you? Aw, couldn't get there. These little guys aren't too bad. They go down in a couple of hits. But if you can't reach them, they will set up enough time to dive bomb you. And if you bop them on their way down, you can actually send them flying. I don't believe they do any damage to any enemies, but you can at least send them flying, and that's fun. Let's see, I think we got a couple of paths to take. Nope, just the one. So, let's just keep going. Hello again. Here he comes. Goodbye. These platforms are suspended by vines. And naturally, if you see one of these, you can cut it and just drop it down. Some will serve as platforms, if they're on the ground for reaching higher plateaus. And others can be used as weapons. Seeing some maps littered around the ground there. And if you listen closely, you can hear humming. So Cornifer is over there. Let me stop in over here first. Isn't this a contrast from the Crossroads? Such a humid, lively place. The roads twist and turn in the most wonderful ways. I've done my best to chart the area ahead, though I must admit some of the area's inhabitants proved quite a nuisance. A nuisance. We have a map now. So we can just check out what he's already mapped out. We can also hear a grub. He's up there, but we actually cannot jump up there just yet. So we're gonna have to leave him for later. But by hitting that, this platform from all the way up there, we now have an easy way across these spikes. So, there you go. Handy platforming. Additionally, now we have that laying there, so in case we need to make a jump back up here, we can. Of course, defeating any enemy by using those platforms will crush them and will prevent you from getting any soul out of them. There seem to be a lot of jagged teeth decorations around here. Hi, friend.
Dirty spirits, you approach fearless. Are you a hunter like me? Do you feel the urge inside to stalk, to kill, to understand? Then take it, my journal. It will aid you. At first the text may seem difficult to discern, but a learned hunter will come to understand its words. Venture the depths of this land and slay its beasts. Prove it yourself worthy to bear the mark of hunter.
Patooey!
Wow, that voice actually hurt my voice. Taking the Hunter's Journal, press the Select button to open the menu, then navigate to the Journal pane. Defeat enemies to add new entries to the journal and decipher the Hunter's notes. So we have a compendium now. Let's open up the Select menu and go to... Nope. Okay, this is it. This is the journal. We can check out the enemies that we have slain so far. There's the Crawlid, the Vengefly, stuff like the Aspids, Husks, the False Knight himself. Weak creatures love to steal the strength of others. Their lives are brief and fearful, and they yearn to have the power to dominate those who have dominated them. Oh. So he inhabited the knight's armor, probably because there was a knight that was doing wrong by him, to him, you know. A maggot driven mad by a strange force. Interesting. But yeah, we have a bunch of Mosskins, we have Moss Creeps, the Fool Eater, and a Skeet. The middle part of Mosquito, because he looks like a mosquito. There's also a Shade. It's an echo of a previous life. Each of us leaves an imprint of something when we die, a stain on the world. I don't know how much longer this kingdom can bear the weight of so many past lives. The reason we have the Shade here is because that's actually what spawns in whenever you lose all of your life. So whenever you die, you'll respawn at whatever bench you have last visited, and a Shade will pop up in its place. And if you go defeat the Shade, you will recover all of the money you lost at the time. You also, because you spawn in after each death with 2/3 of your maximum soul, you'll regain your full soul again. So, if you ever die, it's in your best interest to go fight the Shade again. But you can hear a grub. Can't really see a grub, but let's continue on. And maybe we'll be able to find him. Hey, we found him! Skeet! Unfortunately, some of that Geo went to waste. It went right into the acid. Also, I don't believe... Yeah. Ow! 2 hits! Oh, I am taking a lot of excess damage. This one Skeet is the final boss. I cannot believe. Come here, you. There we go. Revenge! There we go. Nah! I should have looked before I leapt. Hello. Oh. Bye. Nice meeting you. Every time you defeat a new enemy, as long as you have the journal, you'll get the indication to say new journal entry. Those who stray from the White King's roads shall face the law of Un. Ominous. Yeah, those floating guys are not too bad right away. If they swarm you, they can be a little bit tricky. But they will only shoot goop balls in diagonal directions. They will not attack you horizontally or vertically. Just in diagonals. So you can be right above them or right to their sides and they will not hit you. Oh, look out! Oh, it's just a little guy. He's not too threatening. Hey! Those guys are the Moss Charger. So they'll charge you down whenever you're in a long stretch in a hallway. But they go down in 3 hits. So if you bop one, you can actually just Vengeful Spirit and kill them off immediately. Let's see here. We're still traversing the path that Cornifer has mapped out. So we'll keep going. Oh. Wait, lady. I mean, I guess I'll meet her again pretty soon. I'm gonna venture up here briefly. Now remember, you can explore whatever you want, whenever you want. You are not required to follow the exact path that the game sets out for you. There are usually multiple ways of getting through a certain area. So even the path I'm taking, you do not need to take if you ever choose to play this for yourself. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. You also don't need to be as gutsy as I am whenever I'm going into fights. If you're not comfortable with that, then by all means, do not play like I have been. I'll go back up there in a little bit. Oh, Moss Charger. And with that, we have actually looped around all the way back to the initial bit. We saw that lady jump up here, I believe, and or she was up here already, and then she just left. So, I'm just gonna return back to that general direction, but I will stop off in this left room to grab those geocaches we saw. But we can't access them from here, so we're gonna need to jump up this way. Birds! You can kill the birds if you want to. They don't drop anything, they just give you some soul if you can swing at them. And they actually do count towards the Critterpedia, as you want, if you want to call it that. Alright, we're still on the path left by Cornifer. But that lady we saw went out this way. Oop. Excuse me, sir. And also... Oops. There's a bit of a rest spot. Alright, well... if we keep going from here, like going up, then eventually we'll find something of note off to the left. So we'll do that. I wonder if there's gonna be a mini-boss around here. Ah, probably just a hunch. Oh, hello. So this guy has a shield. He'll block either to his side or above him, but he'll really only attack from the front. And he also has the ability to spit out a ball of grass. It's not dangerous. Just make sure you're not standing where it's going. Hello. Well, this doesn't look like green path. I love that little skittering sound. Anyway, I'm gonna walk around here for a little bit. And to confirm that we're not in green path, we're in a different area entirely, not even in the Forgotten Crossroads. A whole new world. And we actually can't get over here just yet. So I think we're pretty much done with this area for now. Leave me alone. Don't want to fight you. It's okay. Oh. Rude. Either way, someone's being eaten. That's probably a bit ruder. Hello. I think there's actually an achievement for leaving this guy alone, but I'm not entirely sure, so don't quote me on that. Anyway, we have another large enemy to fight. You can hit him from afar with the Vengeful Spirit if you want to, but eventually he'll try dive bombing you. So if you want to swing down at him as he comes your way instead, you can do that too. I say win as if he ever does, then there we go. And he's gone. You alright? Nah, he looks fine.
Just what do you think you're doing? You dare to come between me and my prey? Is it a habit of yours to scurry about, getting in the way and causing bother? Know this, cur. I am Zote the Mighty, a knight of great renown. Cross me again and you'll find out why they call my weapon Life Ender.
Alright. Cool. Yeah, Zote's very full of himself.